I've turned RuneScape into a collectible card game where everything is unlocked by opening booster packs bought with in-game gold. There are 5 booster sets ranging from Novice to Grandmaster, which contain every quest, skill, minigame, boss and achievement diary in the game, and until I buy myself some packs, I'll have access to none of them. When I open a booster, I'll see 3 cards, but I'll only get to keep one of them, so join me for the journey as we crack packs and see if we can't just pull some of the greatest cards in the game to build up a fresh Iron Man. Welcome to CCGscape. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to CCGscape. I have just hit level 70 Slayer. Seemed like an appropriate time to do the first clip of this episode. Got 65 Basilisk Knights left to kill, 97 so far, no jaw of course, but it is a 1 in 1000 on the Slayer task. We have unlocked Kurasks and I am going to go do my Seaweed runs. I think I'm about to bank 83 crafting. Yeah, I've been trying to find things that I can do in small stints, like just going and doing a bit of a Slayer task, so that I can come and do the Seaweed whenever it's on cooldown. Because it's like every half an hour, and we need to keep hitting it, because we've still got another 3 and a bit levels together to get to 86. 1 million banked XP now, though, is pretty cool to see. Of course, I can't come to Fossil Island without also doing a birdhouse run. This video is going to have a bunch of grinding. I think I'm going to keep doing Slayer because it's something that is valuable for us to progress. And like I say, I can do it in between my Seaweed runs, so I can keep grinding this crafting XP out, which is very, very important. So Slayer seems to be the good thing to do now. I can get like 20 or 30 kills before the next Seaweed, so I should do this task within an hour and a half or so at this stage. And there is the 83 banked. 3 levels to go. Probably going to be about twice as much of we've already got. We've still got the sand to gather as well. Definitely something I could make a head start on, but I really want to know what the final number is before I invest time into it. Okay, back to the basilisks. I'll see you all in a bit. Hey again, everyone. Been a couple hours or so. I did finish up the Basilisk Knights just before coming to this Seaweed run. Made a couple 100k from alchables, as well as a decent amount of law, nature and astral runes that won't go unappreciated, so not a bad task all in all, even though we didn't get the jaw. It was actually a Duradel task. I decided to take one of those because Neve kept giving me shit tasks, and I was like, I don't care that much about stalkers. I would rather potentially have better tasks from Duradel. And the first thing he gave me was Basilisk, which I was happy with, so I will be going back to Duradel for my regular tasks. However, this next one is going to be number 120, so we're going to make use of the bonus Slayer point multiplier. Also, I'm looking at this Seaweed build up and it is starting to look very painful. I know it needs to be done. I know I must have done it before to get my Fury the first time. I've just got to muscle up and do it. But we're not even all the way there yet, so it's going to be a lot of glass. That's a quick and easy task. I'm not upset at that. Maybe we'll finally get a Griffin task in this video, who knows. While I'm in the area, we may as well just run down to the farming guild and kill Hespori. I've got a couple seeds I can plant, so no harm in taking that one out. Oh, I didn't bring a spec weapon. Oops. Never lucky. Okay, I should be able to knock out this Calphite task, I reckon, before the next Seaweed run, and then we can get back to Duradel, although I'm going to pick these Irits as well, because they are a farming contract. But yeah, doing it with a cannon, we should be fine. I only have 600 cannonballs, but that's probably enough to finish this task, to be fair. Well, the Calphites got demolished in no time at all. I remembered, during them, that I actually was planning to buy a pack, so let's do that now. We've got over 1 mil, and the board is very clean at the moment, and more than anything, what I want to see are Grandmaster quests. I know we've got Desert Treasure 2 already, but that's probably the least accessible of all of the Grandmaster quests. Any of the others I would be more than happy to do sooner rather than later. But yeah, extra skills are never going to go amiss either, so Here we go. Let's see what we can find at the top of this one. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what the Wildy Elite requirements are. I know the comments are going to roast me for not taking Zuck, but just remember I died to Jad healers 2 episodes ago. Remember who you're working with here. I'm not so low or settled. Honestly, Wilderness Elite seems far away. And I could probably do a 150 toter to knock this out. So I'm not upset to have higher levels of tombs unlocked, because it is the raid that I am most comfortable with of all of them. Not what we're looking for there, really, for sure, but I'm not mad about that one. It's not something that's going to be a blocker to me at any point, I don't think. Back to Duradel. Hey everyone. I ended up getting a Jad task, and I cancelled it because I couldn't be bothered, and then got an Anku's task, which I cancelled because I couldn't be bothered. Then I got another Jad task, and I thought, fucking hell man, I can't be spending this many points cancelling tasks just because I can't be bothered. But doing a fight caves takes like over an hour, which is not good for my Seaweed farm. So I think I'm on a bit of a block of a Slayer after all, at least, you know, until we've done this Sandstone and Seaweed grind. So yeah, speaking of, I figured I may as well start making some work towards this sand grind. I have about 3,000 buckets already from the passive stuff that I did on the Great Conch, and I've got about 2,000 buckets banked here so far at the Sandstone mine, but I think I'm just going to keep coming back and forth today from the Sandstone mine to the Seaweed farm and back until we hopefully get ourselves a bit closer towards that 86 goal and also into the green down here. Yeah, might not be much footage to show for it, but pumping away at the resources needed for that Amulet of Fury is the most important thing I can do right now. I don't really want to do much PVM until we've got that out of the way. Hey everyone, it's the next day. I got 7,000 buckets of sand in the grinder, and we are getting close to 85 crafting banked, which is pretty nice. Just one level away from the goal, almost. It's dawned on me during this sandstone mining though, that I'm going to need some money for this. At least at first, we need money for the sandstone, because each bucket of sand costs 50 GP. We're going to have about 15,000 buckets to claim by the time we're done there, which is almost a mil. 20,000 is a mil, if I'm doing mental math correctly, which is probably not. But anyway, I'm going to need a lot of money for that. Not only that, I'll need to buy astral runes for a bunch of superclass make casts, and I will also need money to get the Onyx itself to make a Fury, which is usually got by about 3 million GP, and then you buy Chaos Runes and sell them all to the shop, so maybe I'll make money for that, maybe I'll just go to Barrows to build the Chaos Runes. I don't know, either way, I'm going to need some money, so rather than going back to the Sandstone on this one, I'm going to make a quick trip to the Revs, I think, see if we can make a bit of cash. However, before, I want to try out the Chaos LA with Verax. I have to use Protect item, basically. I'm willing to give it a shot. Do I bring a Fire Cape is the question. Probably not, right? Probably just better with an Hardy Cloak. Literally never used full Verox before. Kinda scared. Here goes. I can actually set my destination now, thanks to the Wildy Hard Diary. I am going to be flinching it still. Okay. I mean, so far I have hit a lot more than I ever did with anything else, so oh my god, is this actually going to be good? I mean, I have to be very careful, because I could get PK'd for stuff if I don't get my protection prayer up. But the rest of the gear we're wearing is worthless. But if I see anyone that looks like the scout in me, I just have to abandon the kill I'm on and go to another world. Oh my god, this is actually good. This is insane. I've never killed Chaos Elite this fast, even on my main with a fucking fang. I mean, I might just kill Chaos Elite for some cash. I was gonna go Revs, but if it's this, doable. There he goes! A super combat potion. Oh, this guy's getting cooked. Verax is sick. Alright, I think I'm gonna sit here and farm Chaos LA until I inevitably get PK'd for one of my Virax pieces, because I'm not good enough at the game. Or until my Seaweed's ready, at least. See you all in a bit. Hey everyone, I got up to 8kc at the Chaos Elemental. I wasn't really getting much loot there that was good for making money, so I ended up going back to the Rev Caves, got 1 kill, and then got PK'd because my reaction times were terrible. I had not had my coffee yet, so new rule on the account, no wilderness content unless I've had my coffee. A bit of a joke rule there, if you couldn't tell that was a joke. God, I do not have enough human interaction to be talking. Anyway, I've come to the realisation at this stage, I'm not going to get a Fury this video. I'll be happy just to bank all the seaweed and sand, but I don't even know if I'll bank all the sand. We might not have the money for it. And I think I'm going to have to spend a bit of money to make some money. I ended up back at the Sepulchre, made like 100k there, but I kept thinking to myself, man, this would be so much better if I just had the 72 required for the floor free. It would increase our gold per hour significantly. And the best way to get to 72 isn't actually by Sepulchre, but it's only 140k XP away. We can get a decent amount from quests. If we take a look here, we have access to only the Curse of a Rav at the minute, but Grimtails, Making Friends with My Arm, and Morning's End Part 1, which would give us access then to Morning's End Part 2 we already have the card for. These are all things in the Master deck, so I'm thinking we'll have to spend a bit of money to make some money to get some of these agility quests, because then I can quickly get my agility up to 72, as well as getting some progress in this video that isn't just long skilling grinds, you know? We can actually knock a few quests out. So I think that's where I'm going. I may end up not making any money by the end of this video as a result, but we should hit that 72, hopefully. I'm not going to dig immediately though, because like I say, we can do the Curse of a Rav right now. So I'm going to go do that, and I'm still going to keep hitting the seaweed runs whenever I can. We are very, very close to 85 now. Curse of a Rav time. I think I've only done this quest once, so fuck knows what I'm going to need. Apparently I need a Ring of Life. Annoying, because I know I just alked 2 diamond rings earlier today. And there is the Curse of a Rav. Managed to knock that one out in no time at all. A mining level, a thieving level, and a lot closer to that 72 agility. We can cross that one off the list too. My next Seaweed run still isn't even ready yet, so let's go have a little dig in the master deck. See if we can't find any of those other agility enabling quests. I've only got a couple 100k. To be honest, I should try and save up for my daily staffs because I haven't bought them today, but I'm committing at this point. I can only get 2 packs, so let's just see what we get. For some reason, my mic apparently cut out for this bit of the recording, but we didn't get anything we were looking for anyway, just ended up adding a couple of achievement diaries to the board. Corin and Kebos and Ardy. Alright folks, it's been a couple hours since the quest. I've been doing lots of different bits and pieces, thieving on Ardy nights, and then a bit while I was eating at the Wealthy Citizens. Firewatch Sentinels for a little bit to get up to 420k for my daily staffs, which I've now bought. I'm actually out of water orbs, so I'm not incentivized to keep this cash stack necessarily, but it also means it might be harder to build back up if we don't hit one of the things we want with this. That being said, we are going back to the digging. We're getting very close to our Seaweed goal, just 150k left to bank. Using our handy old counter. It's been a while since we whipped this one out, but I'm not sure exactly how many packs I'm gonna get. I just want to hit 1 or 2 more of the agility quests. Pack number 1. Secrets of the North. That is probably, I think that's the biggest one. Yeah, that and Morning's End are both 60k, which is actually fantastic. That'll get me to about 30k off. Ooh, I think I keep going though, because we don't have Making Friends with My Arm yet. We've got My Arm's Big Adventure, but we can't actually do it. Oh, I have to finish the General Shadow. Devious Minds. We've got that as well, so this is theoretically doable. We could have a little bit of a questing spree while I'm finishing off the rest of the sand. Seaweed even. But we need Making Friends with My Arm, which is another one of the agility quests. So I may as well carry on searching. Park 2. Okay, I have to leave the entire clip in so y'all could see that that wasn't a fix, but yep, I'll take Making Friends with My Arm. I guess that's my path. Cold War, My Arm's Big Adventure. Then we can do Making Friends with My Arm. Then we've got Devious Minds, which is here. And finally, Secrets of the North, and we will be 72 agility by the end of these 5 quests. So, I've got my goals mapped out right here. A nice little spree of quests to speed through. And we only spent 200k for it. So I get to keep a little bit of cash, which is not bad at all. There's Cold War. Desperately awaiting a follow-up. Tick that one off the list, just 5k earned, but also a prerequisite. We've got My Arm's Big Adventure next, which is probably going to be annoying, but I think I may already have the Taiwo one I favour. If not, just kill a few spiders. Good morning, folks. I ended up just doing a bit of Sandstorm mining last night, and then went to Frost Nagua for a bit. There's My Arm's Big Adventure. For some water orbs so I can do my dailies. 70 herblore, we can now clean dwarf weed with our boost. Yeah, so I got some water orbs from the Frost Nagua and then processed them all, so we're back up to 600k, which gives me a bit of money for sand. And speaking of sand, I think we might be about to do our very last Seaweed run. A momentous occasion. And there it is, we have banked 86 crafting. Woo. I may as well pick the rest of this and replant. I don't know that I'll have a crafting goal anytime soon. I guess Zenite would be the next tier, so I may as well do future me a favour by not leaving this empty. So, we are going to need roughly 20,000 buckets of sand, which is a fucking lot. I've got 3,400 at the minute. I think I have about 8,000 at the sandstone grinder, which means I need to get double the amount. Basically a full day at the sandstone grinder. I think I might shift that grind to the next video though, because I need to do some actual content. Before I move on with the quest in here, I just wanted to see what sand we're actually on. I just did another 1,000 buckets or so at the Great Conch while I was editing the video so far. So I figured we would buy the buckets, which just cost me like 60k, and come down here and see what we have stored, and then we can at least know exactly how much is left. Okay, so we need about 7,000 more, which doesn't actually seem that bad. It's pretty bad though, isn't it? I'm gonna give him the rest of my buckets, and then it's time for making friends with my arm. Gosh. Did I really just forget a weapon? I thought that maybe in the prison section they'd taken away my weapon or something, but apparently I just didn't fucking bring one. What an absolute moron. At least I could tell it after I put the fire out and I didn't have to box Mother as well. That would have been painful. Are they fucking? Wait, are we fucking? There it is, making friends with my arm. We have 71 agility, 54 construction, 67 fire making. A few different levels unlocked there for extra things for the house that we'll probably never make. And that is another master quest off the list. I got Devious Mines and Secrets of the North to go, and that should finish up my training to 72 agility so that we can make some more money for sand. Fairly quick quest there, didn't really take much doing. That is Devious Mines cleaned up for a little bit of XP, not too much, but we do get up to 57 rune crafting for 4 water runes per essence. Another one off the list, we just have Secrets of the North left now. It's a long time since I've done this quest. We need to do the General Shadow as well, this shouldn't take too long though, it's just some running around, isn't it? There's a fight with Bouncer that doesn't matter. Y'all don't need to see this. I will clear this real quick. And there she blows. Phantom Musper, or I guess regular Musper, not Phantom yet. Down. And here we are for the hand-in. Let's go! 60k agility, 50k thieving, and 40k hunter as well. We did hit the 72 agility. I saw 71 there in the chat then and panicked for a second that I'd miscalculated. We hit 72 agility so we can do the third floor of the Hallowed Sepulchre. I think I'm going to head straight over there. Though, if I remember right, the third floor means we need enchanting runes now? I don't know. I'll look it up before I do it. That is another master quest done though. Back down to 5 on the board. Looking relatively clean. The quests are anyway. The rest, there's a bit of work to be done. We filled up a few hard diaries there looking for those, but there's some more requirements to meet before we can actually complete them. So, good progress though on the questing front. Now I'm going to need about 350k cash to buy the rest of my sand, but then I'm also going to need money for astral runes and stuff. For now though, I just want to see how much better this method is. Right, so looking at it, in 130 loots of floors 1 and 2 combined, we made about 468k here previously, as well as 264 hallowed marks. I'm going to reset it, see how we get on after, I don't know, half an hour? See, well, I'll check back in once we've got 100 marks. Sorry, I've only done one lap. I got 9 marks though, it's just so much better. In fact, I got 11 marks off that lap. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. I was ignoring the first floor as well, and I was intending to continue ignoring the first floor, but I already clicked the thing now, so may as well. But yeah, there's 2 chests on the 3rd floor, which I'd kind of forgotten about, but that means that you get twice as much loot from the 3rd floor, which is the best loot. So I will be ignoring the 1st floor chest because it's the worst loot. You only get 1 mark, or sometimes 2 maybe. But like, you always get 4 or 5 on the 3rd floor loot, which just makes it amazing. And like I said, there's 2 chests. However, this does mean I'm going to be using more vampire dust because one of the chests is behind a brazier. So I think it is worth picking up. I think it's the hallowed symbol that makes it so you only use half as much. I've got like 100 of this banked, but if I'm using it twice per run, then it's going to be worth it for sure, especially with the amount of marks that we're going to have coming in. That's really the thing, we're going to have so many marks coming in that it's going to be easy to get sacks and get extra supplies that way. So I feel like it's well worth it to invest in the things that make getting marks easier or quicker. So I'm probably going to go for the hallowed symbol next, and maybe there's a lantern as well that makes the enchanting thing always a success rather than have a chance of failure. I'm not the quickest, like I'm not insane at Sepulchre. I can do the first 3 floors. The 3rd floor is a bit of a struggle sometimes, but I can do it most of the time. So yeah, maybe we're not using ash every floor actually. Oh, we failed. And you're only allowed to fail twice, okay. Did not realise that failing there was a thing that would happen. I mean, I knew it could happen, but I don't think it's ever happened to me before. I don't know if that was just bad RNG or... so maybe it's worth getting the hallowed lantern first. Because I don't mind spending extra resources, but I don't want to fail to loot entirely. I'm only 17 marks away though, so I might just grab that one after we've done this and then keep going until I hit 350k. I've been here a couple of hours now. The timer down there, I did hop right before starting, so that is an accurate log of how long I've been here. I got the hallowed symbol, and I also got the hallowed focus later on. So less vampire ashes being spent per brazier and no chance of failure on the portals, both of which are nice. And yeah, since then I've built up another 100 hallowed marks, and I've only been here a couple hours and we've already got 237 hallowed marks, which is almost as much as we earned previous times we've been here. So I'm going to do the math in a sec to figure out just how much better this is, but we've earned roughly the same amount of marks and cash in 23 completions of all 3 floors as we did in 90 completions of the first 2. Now granted, there's an extra floor, which means it's longer. It takes roughly twice as long to complete all in all. when you take into account the looting and stuff as well. So it's not an entirely one-to-one, like, what, 23 to 90? But it only takes about twice as long, and that still leaves us with a very positive ratio. So let's get out of here, bank some shit, and get our second sack. Hopefully it's better than the first one, which was absolute garbage. There's nothing else that we need from this store now, though, so it all gets to go on profit. I'm not upset at that. That's a nice amount of blood runes and soul runes, to be fair. These can both be sold for cash if I am that way inclined. Yeah, we got a lot of soul runes during our time there. I could sell those to Ali Morrison. I'm tempted, actually. I don't have a great use for soul runes at the minute, so I might regret this later, but honestly on this account, I have to make use of resources by selling them to vendors, because cash is just so hard to come by. But while we're here as well, I will actually just grab a few more crystal shards, so that I can easily get back here. Boom! Now we should have enough to buy the rest of the sand when we've mined it. We need 7,064 buckets of sand, but for now, folks, I'm going to leave it there. We've got plenty done in this episode. We crossed 5 quests off, at least. I can't remember if we did any more before that. Got a couple more diaries added to the list for future, as well as training our agility level up and gaining access to a better form of money making in the Halords of Pulko, which I'll definitely be making use of in the weeks to come. I'll just say a note, this might be the last double video, like 2 per week, because the grinds are getting long and it's hard to have enough content to make 2 videos a week at this stage. I'm kind of behind this week, so this video is going to be a day late as it is, but I think it will just be every Saturday after that. Things are gonna be a bit weird when League starts anyway, because I'm planning to fully commit to Leagues during at least the first couple of weeks of it. So there will be a short break for the series on the horizon as we do Leagues, but other than that, yeah, you can always expect at least 1 video a week, and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. Leave me a comment down below too, and tell me how awesome I am, or how awesome I'm not. Take your pick. Other than that, look after yourselves, be lovely to one another. I'll see you on the next one.